hearing you.
I can't hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear John.
Yeah, likewise, I can hear Tyler, but not you. Hello, curling fans, and welcome back inside the Bella Lion Arena here in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island for a men's B final matchup. It's Matt Dunstone against Yannick Schwaller. John Cullen here alongside 2018 Olympic gold medalist Tyler George. And Tyler, we were saying before the broadcast started, very difficult matchup to pick. Two teams playing very well coming into this game. Two teams obviously ranked very highly in the world. It's a tough one to call here.
Yeah, we see a lot of that in the slams, John, but yeah, this game, definitely a coin toss. Two of the best in the world, as always, in these events, but fighting for a spot in the playoffs, trying to avoid that 8:30 a.m. C qualifier game tomorrow. So this will be a dogfight. We expect a lot of rocks in play with these two teams as well. They like to mix it up, always good for commentary and for broadcasting.
Let's meet the teams from Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's Team Dunstone. Skip is Matt Dunstone, third. BJ Neufeld, second. Colton Lott, and lead Ryan Harnden. And the world number 3, Team Yannick Schwaller from Geneva, Switzerland. Skip is Yannick Schwaller. Third is Benoit Schwarz van Berkel. Second is Sven Michel. And lead is Pablo Lachat Couchepin. And we are right into it here, Tyler, and it feels like we've talked about this every draw, but once again, center guard going up. Teams not afraid of some early action here.
Yeah, it should be noted as well that Yannick calls the house, but Benoit throws last stones for this team.
Yes, good point. Benoit the 4th on the team.
The old Randy Ferbey method of curling. 3 players on this squad, John, have skipped in a world championship as well. So a lot of experience at the international level for Team Schwaller.
Yeah, no question about it. Benoit, an Olympic bronze medalist and also a 5-time world bronze medalist. Also a couple world junior champions on the team in Benoit and Yannick. And yeah, as you said, a ton of experience at Worlds, 8 times for Benoit and Sven.
How many junior world champions do we have on this sheet?
It's just those two. I don't think Colton and Matt unfortunately ran into the Bruce Mowat train when they were at the Worlds. Well, Matt went twice. Went in 13, won the bronze there, and also won the bronze again in 16. And that was, yeah, I believe the final in 16 was Bruce Mowat and Corey Drumpkin, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds right. I believe that's correct.
I mean, I try to be right. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right.
Well, you can blame the old internet machine if you're not, because that's where you're getting all your info from.
That's true, and I will. Absolutely. Look at that. I'm right. I looked it up just in case, but I knew I was right.
I didn't question you one bit.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't confirm it, but...
And in 2013, that was a Kyle Smith win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and in second, Russia. Evgeny Arkhipov.
Sure.
So, and that was in Russia. That was the.
That's a tough final to win, then.
Yeah, that was a long way to go. They were in Sochi.
That's Rocky in Moscow.
Yeah.
Rocky 4.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember.
Back to the pop culture references with John and I in the booth.
That's right, baby. That is absolutely right. I remember when Matt went to that World Juniors, and he was telling me I believe it was over 24 hours of travel to get to Sochi. I think it was 27 or 28.
I think when we went to Krasnoyarsk for the World Juniors when I was coaching Luke Violet. It was pretty close to that for that trip too. Not a fun travel trip for that one.
So Sven Mikkel looking for the run back there and didn't quite find it. Just nutted right on his own stone. And Matt Dunstone starting with the hammer here and is lying one.
Oh yeah. Almost probably 9-5 to feel.
And a chance to lie 2 here if Colton Lott can get inside of this one. Colton not only with that Canadian junior medal, but also won the Canadian mixed doubles championships last year with his mixed doubles and real life partner, Kadriana Lott.
Yeah, I got to call some games for World Curling TV for that event, so called a bunch of Colton's games.
That's really good there from Colton Lott.
Yeah, that little tick actually helped a bunch too, so
absolutely
really good position here for Team Dunstone early, especially with hammer. So they need to clean some things up early on for Team Schwaller. That will fall on second, Sven Michel. See how many Sven can lose here.
Unfortunately, just on the nose again, but I think it's a little better than it was at least, Tyler.
Yeah, that yellow stone's in a good spot, even though it's in front of the reds. See that just over curled just a touch.
Or we try something like this.
But the yellow is a pretty straightforward run double. Oh, it doesn't sound like run doubles would be straightforward ever, but extremely short.
I like that shot.
I think my first thought was this.
But you got to think this is almost 13-5.
You just don't want to throw this one behind the tee line and possibly set up a run triple.
Colton Lott drawing to the wings here.
Okay, little room.
Perhaps anticipating that short run double you were talking about and wanting a rock separate from that pile once the dust clears.
Right here's your spot. Little room.
Gotta go. T-line.
Okay, easy.
Just looking to go to tee.
Above the tee.
Yep, go ahead. Okay, good shot. 13-8.
So
that is pretty much right on the tee, just a little in front of it for Colton Lott.
Maybe all three of these go. Gonna throw a missile, but Benoit certainly capable of that. Sorry, Schwaller.
You got fooled by the old skip third.
Exactly what I just told you, too.
Yes, exactly.
So unprofessional.
Oh, it happens. Yeah, we had Benoit on our podcast, Broom Brothers, and asked him about, throwing third and not calling the game. And he kind of said, I would call the game. They just never let me.
The team made an executive decision.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because he did the same thing with Peter de Cruz, of course. Oh, no, that's disaster for Yannick Schwaller.
Well, that's one of those that the perfect shot and the worst spot are about an inch off of each other. So unfortunate for Team Schwaller. We're looking at 3. Dunstone looking maybe to peel and just take their out away. I think I'm still piling more rocks in the house.
I'd be tempted in the first end, especially when you've just seen 3, at least, at minimum, half misses in a row.
Yeah, I mean, you're never looking at worse than playing for a multiple point end against a steal of 1 if that center is up there. So I think they're hitting the corner and rolling in.
I like that.
I like anything that puts another red in the house right now, honestly.
Absolutely.
Your opponent only has 3 stones left.
Well, I always feel like in the first end, there's still a little bit of a measure of, the other team maybe doesn't know the ice yet either. If you're putting a lot of pressure on them, I kind of like that in the first end. That's a really good roll from BJ Neufeld. And boy, this is going from bad to worse for Team Schwaller here.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the overhead. It looks like maybe just off nose gets all 3 of them going. I don't know how they wanted to roll it all the way to that spot. But I think, they're looking at maybe playing the inside and rolling under the center.
The middle and jams.
I think they were, maybe thinking, Tyler, if they rolled it just another rock further, then you were never getting more than the double. Maybe that was the plan. I'm not sure, but you're right. It does kind of look like you could get all 3 here.
That broom tells me that they're just playing the hit and roll. Because if you're playing peel, I don't think you're taking broom.
Intern side, T-line maybe, just behind the T-line.
What would be the reason for that? Just, you know, thinking that maybe if you don't make the triple, you're almost certainly giving up 3 here?
Yeah, maybe they think it just nuts onto the third red and you're only losing 2 and then still looking at giving up a 3. But, yeah, they are throwing it hard, so maybe they think they got to hit it a little higher than we thought, but it's just so straight in the outside ice. Oh, so they're playing the double and roll, but only rolled the third count, it looks like.
Yeah. So not bad from Yannick Schwaller, but not ideal. Matt Dunstone still firmly in control with the hammer. We saw Matt pop a 3 on Brad Jacobs in the first end yesterday as well, Tyler, but we won't mention what happened after that.
We know, because we have the scores online. We have video footage.
Half rocker thinner gets it. We can throw it with a 10, try and hit 2/3.
It's gonna be awfully hard to get rid of this and keep the shooter.
And stick, for sure.
Are we ever throwing a draw over here?
I kind of feel like, Ty, they're lying 2 here. I don't really know why Matt feels so concerned that they've got to get that yellow out.
Good straight peel still.
I think they're a little concerned that they could throw it hard and try to roll both under the center.
I know it.
The only other thing I'm seeing is like, yeah.
Are we ever just draw?
Here. Then he's got to play the nose double.
Yeah. I think I like that.
Yeah, I feel like my lean here, Tyler, is kind of like the last shot. Anything that gets you to lie 3 here.
You guys like this, trying to get around it?
You want to throw this one in the middle, I think,
Ever just
too.
split ours a bit, it's probably not the worst.
If you throw it back 8s, I don't think they're ever freezing. And there's no double and roll in, which I think is their main goal. Is they want to throw this in a spot where any double that Benoit plays will not give them the opportunity to roll under the center guard as well. That's the reason for this location.
Line's good.
Definitely needs to be there for third shot, does BJ Neufeld here.
Yep.
Not much from Harnden and Lott yet. It looks like a decent amount of weight here.
They're going around the outside, so they may.
Got to take the shooter, spin the shooter, and go.
Okay, they're playing the chip,
Okay,
trying to roll away. So now there's a double both ways.
Yeah, that was an audible, I think, Ty. That's not the initial call.
Yeah, that's not where they were pointing at all.
No, they were definitely trying to come around it.
Well, it looked like they were trying to go in the middle, like between the two, but ended up on the outside this time. A lot of options now for Schwaller to try to lose as many as possible, and electing to play the straightforward one, maybe a half to thin half. Third probably still good. I think you'd be content giving 2 in this end with the way it's been going, but you still have another crack after this too if you make the first double.
Yeah, double of the importance here for Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel. Sven Mikkel on it out of the hand. Does get both, but it does also roll up and into the 12-foot. So Matt Dunstone still counting 1 here. But a nice shot there from Benoit.
Yeah, he could throw the high hard one well, no question about that.
Yeah, let him play that hit and roll all day.
Sure, they're happy to get rid of both of those. So
Yeah, that looks good. Maybe shade more.
now Matt, I believe, is throwing this deep and daring them to play the hit and roll.
Dead in line with our red.
No, they're just trying to throw it to even up. Top 8.
Top 8 depth. Probably like a 30.
Yeah, I think I heard Matt say before he came down to BJ, he's not really worried about the hit and roll.
Yeah. Want to be top 4
Thinks he
depth.
can probably get to it no matter what.
13-5 to T. Okay.
13.5 to tee. Talk about that's considerably slower than what we've seen throughout the course of the tournament.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just because of the path here, coming down the middle to the wing.
Yeah,
You maybe wouldn't have played this path.
And that's the way we've seen that shot missed so many times so far this week is when you're on the in-between track starting around the edge of fours or somewhere in there, that it tends to be a slower track in the first end.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about that earlier in the week, Tyler, debating about whether we liked the teams practicing at the same time. And this is the one drawback of the teams practicing at the same time, is that you don't get rocks coming off of the center. You kind of have to play on your own half of the sheet. You don't really wear in this path. So that could be part of the reason there why Matt had to throw a little bit more than we would expect.
Yeah, it ends up going a little deeper than Matt liked. So a couple options for Schwaller. They can try to hit and roll in and count 2. Or they can smash that yellow a little on the high side and try to lose both reds.
Oder wenn wir Nose machen und das so geht, dann gibt es doch keine Doppel richtig. Okay, dann halt, wenn ich zu viel gehört ist eine Option.
Hearing German so far?
It is, yeah.
That's what they're going with?
Benoit also told us on the pod. So Benoit he said he lived in a German area of Switzerland for about 10 years, but he's Swiss French. So he's fluent in French, German, and English. And then Yannick and Sven they both lean German. Pablo leans French. They all speak a little bit of English, but not amazingly well. So he said, you'll hear us talk in all 3 languages whenever we need to out on the ice.
I don't lean anywhere. I'm entrenched in English.
And Minnesota English too. That's a different language.
Nearly
almost.
Canadian English.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We like our vowels where we're from. You go an hour west-northwest of where I live, though, get to the Iron Range, and you're going to hear some vowels.
So final stone here for Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel.
Talk to Coach Phil Drobnik, you'll hear him. Need this to hook.
Trying to bring this over. Can't miss the red entirely. They don't. Will this get over to that other red? It stops in time to be shot. So
a little teaser on that line.
Yeah, it's maybe a little trickier than Matt would have preferred on his last one, given how dominant they've been this end. But it's certainly there for 2.
Just off the center.
Almost the same weight he just threw, I think, Tyler.
That's a bit of a guess, going inside out.
If not more ice, or do you like that ice? I think we can afford to even take more. Okay, just throw.
Yeah.
They want to throw something that the sweepers have control over. So as opposed to playing hack or board or anything like that, they're just playing through. They have to move the rock a half a foot at most to get to. So they're just going to lay it out there and let the sweepers kind of guide it down the ice. You can make it with about 5 different weights, but it's really whatever the shooter feels comfortable with.
Yeah, I think certainly, given that Matt Dunstone just threw this, he's just playing a heavy draw here. So final stone for Matt Dunstone in the first has been in control the entire end and looking to put a stamp on it with a 2.
Clean. Hard then. Clean. Hard.
Colton Lott on this right out of the hand.
Hard, Cole. Hard.
Can they get it there? Can they get it there? The weight looks there. Do they get it by the top red?
Great sweep.
They do. What a good sweep from Colton Lott. Got a little Manitoba kiss off of that yellow stone. It'll be 2 on the board for Dunstone. Schwaller will have the hammer after this.
Great sweep. Never want to overthrow that on you.
Comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable.
And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms, light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
All right, time to have a nap.
What a way to come back. Matt Dunstone says he'd like to have a nap. And you know what? Me too. I already had one today, but I could have another one. Oh, I love a good nap. And a good first end for Matt Dunstone as well. Couple misses from Yannick Schwaller had Dunstone in control. They've got 2 on the board, so nice start for the skip from Winnipeg.
Top 14. Good line.
Yeah, Dunstone really controlled the entire end. I think if your team's Schwaller, you probably feel fortunate to come out of that only giving up 2.
Top 8.
But still, the goal was to get 2 in the first or get a blank for Dunstone, and that's mission accomplished.
4-7. Okay, shot.
Yeah, well, that one might start showing more as we go, right? Like that rock.
First one slides into the top of the 8-foot, so no fear of that stone for Team Schwaller. They'll go right to corner guard, as expected.
Matt putting another one in the rings here.
Yeah,
Surprised we didn't see a guard out of Matt.
It's not really a rock you can guard. It's off the center line, barely full 8, if that. So if they guarded, it really allows Team Schwaller to take the game to the corners.
Little room.
Just line, little heavy.
Okay, you gotta let this work.
Back 4, back 8.
Line's good. Line's
T.
good.
T.
Go ahead.
Just for line, just for line.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep.
Right on the tee.
Yep.
Don't want him. Shot.
So another good sweep there from Colton Lott and a nice shot from Ryan Harnden. And a nice ovation there for Oscar Eriksson. We have 3 other games out here with us, and we're the only game with a score so far. 3 blanks in Kevin Cooey versus Ross White, James Craik versus Michael Brunner, and Nicholas Edin versus Mike McEwen. All of those games available on Home Team Live. And if you have Sportsnet or Sportsnet Plus, you can watch the Nicholas Edin and Mike McEwen game through them with the usual Sportsnet crew. Although with the addition of Jennifer Jones this year in the booth.
I think it's much easier to make with the out, no? Or do you like this? Okay. I want to throw like 10-5.
So coming around the outside here is Colton Lott, sort of a chase to the wings. That corner guard is quite high though, so should be available.
Straight! Straight! Reload. Whoa, curl, all the way to it.
That's very nice from Colton Lott. Little inside flop, and starting to sound like a broken record here, but Dunstone lies 3.
Yeah, it's not a great spot to be without hammer underneath the corner guard. It is above the tee, but can be used for a jam or for something to freeze to underneath the corner.
So trying to make the double here is Sven Mikkel.
Pablo makes that broom look like a toothpick in his hand. It looks like he's using a child's broom. It's the same size as everybody else's. Maybe he shaves like the top of it off just to make himself look bigger yet. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's what we can tell ourselves is.
Well, I mean, look at Benoit carrying his broom down there.
It comes up to his
It's
head.
like the broom's carrying him.
Yeah.
Weight's good.
Clean. 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 Whoa, curl. Curl. Take this roll, actually.
Yeah, pretty good result there. Pokes that rock through the hole, rolls to the outside.
Yeah, they just haven't really been able to get the ends going here, have Schwaller. Sven Mikkel is not at a run back in consecutive ends here.
And now we see exactly what we talked about, John, with the freeze available with that rock under the corner. Really, you'd probably prefer rolling out, if not at least somewhere else other than under the corner. As you make this freeze, it's essentially like making a double already. You're killing the stone and the top of the 12s on the other side, too. This is hanging on line, so they're going to try to go by it, I think.
Yeah, this is not what they called, but
that's really well called by Schwaller to get around that stone. Still sits second. It's good audible, good communication there.
I like that Benoit and Pablo were sweeping there, so we heard the "we" from Yannick Schwaller, switching the language slightly. I don't know if when Sven's in there we get the German or not, but that was nice.
Always amazed that BJ doesn't burn the stone.
I know. It's unreal.
And never does.
Never. I don't think I've ever seen it. Always just kind of gently slides it out of the way. I know. Makes no sense.
Beach trying to tap this rock, what they can see. That's really good by Beach.
Yeah, very nice touch.
Does look like they may be sitting 3.
Yeah, certainly from our overhead it looks like that. 2 for sure, obviously, but yeah, our overhead's never directly over the pin, but it does look like 3 to me, Ty.
So. Ja, pass auf. Weil dann haben wir wieder Freezes dort hinten. Also, ich finde, wenn du perfekt bist, ist schon nicht einfach zum Wegnehmen, aber...
The middle of the sheet's still open, so there's not a lot of danger in this situation. Just trying to set it up to find a 2 somewhere, 3 if possible.
Okay. Ja. Du siehst, ich glaube, du siehst fast 2 Drittel. Fast. Wie schnell? Even 11,5. Gut? Fast 11, ja. Sehr gut.
So there you go. There's the look. Really close from the overhead there. Looks like red to me, Ty, but again, can't always tell exactly, but...
Yeah, hard to say. Even when we have the dead straight on overhead, we're wrong most of the time.
Yeah, we also have to account for the fact that we're pretty stupid.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I was referring more to the skewing of the overhead.
Yes, I know. I also have bad eyesight, so all of that's a bad combination for me.
Dumb, deaf, and blind, basically?
Somewhere around there, yeah. Oh, that's really nice from Yannick Schwaller.
That's a great shot.
Really, really good shot.
Not sure who's third. Now that rock in the back of the 8s definitely looks like it's third.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
now sitting second at least for Schwaller.
Line's good. Little more room. Little room.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Room.
So just a freeze here, I think, for BJ Neufeld.
Colt. Really got to go.
Definite cat and mouse game in this.
Come on, Colt.
And this has got some heat.
This is maybe the first blink we've seen from Team Dunstone. Fortunately,
Does
that
bounce
comes
off.
right off it.
Now the double's still jammed if they would play it, so they're just going to have to hit and roll, I believe. Pretty much did the job.
Shoot. I took a lot less there. What was that?
I had both 13.8. Like this? No tap. So. Wie du watch, ich finde aufhören gut. Nicht halb Zeit. Zahl an, Benoit. Ja, 9,5.
We talked in our last feature game, John, about skips coming together to form super teams and how much you have to shell your ego and accept new roles in order to do that, with Team Anderson having basically all skips on their squad, and how well that's worked for them. Obviously 4 Scotties championships, and same thing here for Team Schwaller with 3 world-level skips on the squad, but everybody fitting in seamlessly to get the results they have at number 3 in the world. So kudos to them on being able to accept new roles and get the most out of it.
Nice shot there from Yannick Schwaller again.
Good result. Now all of a sudden that Redstone in the back of the 8s is getting a little lonely. Nice weight control here you saw from
I mean, I think in a perfect world,
Yannick.
something like this.
Probably would have liked to roll it just a hair more, but getting the double could bring that other yellow into play.
I like that.
Yeah, no question.
Should be good. Yeah, I think that should be good.
Still a good piece of it open for the Sheriff, Matt Dunstone.
Ideally, we try and roll this top 4.
It's never really been explained publicly why his nickname is the Sheriff. It's going to remain that way. Anybody that wants to know can ask him or ask me privately. There's a select few that know. It's not a bad story at all. It's just certain names involved will stay unnamed until asked under the right circumstances. Pretty great nickname, though.
Really good. Yeah, really good. Yeah, especially in a sport where the thing you do is called a shot.
Please,
Pretty good.
Yes!
Hard!
Inside out, soft weight in turn for Dunstone. He's trying to dig this rock out.
Well, I'm trying to roll now. I'm trying to roll. Okay.
I think that's okay.
I think you probably see just a hit and flop a couple inches on top of that stone now from Benoit. Great shot from James Craig for 3 over on sheet C, and a little fist pump and a yell.
No kidding.
Scotsman.
That double was flat.
Yeah, just had to move it a little bit, but fantastic. Kind of double for Craig.
Yeah, I guess
we'll call it a double in
hit,
that
roll, and tap.
It moved the stones enough to get 2 of them. So 3-0, Craig leading runner after 2 ends of play.
Close.
I was out at the Red Shores racetrack last night with James. Had never really met him before, but great guy. The whole team. Really.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, needed a couple more inches of roll. Well, you might see a couple of these yellows leaving to sit 2.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
3.
ideally, like I'm wondering about this.
I think dead nose and you sit
Like
3.
I'm thinking, hit it hard right to
Maybe
here.
2. I guess that red'll go.
Yeah, I think that red's going. You just have to make sure you're sitting 2. That's.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna angle my head a
I
little
think if you
bit
get
to
to
see
the
it.
inside, I think there's at least a chance it goes
We got to be
underneath.
careful. We might be giving him a double for 4. Because this is going to jam. If that jams.
Yeah.
Well, the other way to play it would be like this with soft weight,
Yeah, I don't mind it with soft.
like hack, board.
Can't make it.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I think if you hit it right on the nose,
It's tough.
I think
What
it's
if
going
we
to
just
jam.
froze it?
So, yeah, it seemed like Benoit wanted to roll a little further, but now that we're looking at the angles, I think it actually ended up in a pretty darn good spot, TG.
Yeah, if it rolls a little farther, they're probably forced into playing the freeze, and it's a little safer. So it might end up exactly where they need it. If you're looking to set up a big end.
It's giving you here to make those draws. How does that look? Right here. You agree with this, Beach?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you're half on, if he noses it,
Still only 2.
if this will get onto this for 3rd. This will go.
This is still always shot, right?
Okay.
That's gone. It's always only for 2.
They believe they've got the angles all figured out.
Yeah, only option they feel here without a bunch of inherent risk is freezing down to the corner of this yellow stone or even just off nose.
Okay. Think I need a little less broom. Split the tee. Think like a 30.
So final stone for Matt Dunstone.
Line's good. Line's good.
Trying to avoid giving up a bundle here.
Hard line.
This is curling early. This looks maybe a little light here.
Yeah, it's going to have to go for weight. We'll see how far Neufeld and Lott can carry it. Sorry, not Neufeld. Harnden.
Yeah, it's well short of the mark. For Matt Dunstone, maybe just a new path.
Yeah, I didn't like taking less broom there.
Yeah.
They cut that down, and you're getting into that in-between path again then where we see those rocks turn over early.
Now they're just trying to see if there's a way they could score maybe 3 here. But I don't think so. I think just a draw for 2.
I don't see anything but
if you had to score 3,
okay,
if you had to score 3, there might be a miracle here. But I think Team Schwaller would be just as happy with the 2 and tie it up. Final stone here for Benoit Schwartzman-Berkel. Just needs a piece of the 4. Score 2.
Just call him Ben, too, if you want to save some time. That's what I like to do.
Yeah, that's fair.
My fellow athlete commission member.
Yeah.
Good guy. Used to be no problem there for Benoit.
They call him Mr. T for a reason. Puts that one right on the line. 2 up on the board. We're all knotted up.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance,
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
So really a story of 2 ends here, Tyler. Matt Dunstone in complete control of the first end, takes 2. Yannick Schwaller in complete control of the second end, takes 2, and we got a tie game.
Yeah, both ends controlled pretty solidly by the team with Hammer, although it's a little more positioning for Schwaller in the second end. And Dunstone was sitting 3 or 4 for first, at least half of the end after he got the 3rd stones. But we remarked at the time that there really wasn't any danger. So it's just a matter of trying to find a spot you can get to set up that 2. And we appreciate it when they make us look smart.
Yeah, it was really a couple great shots from Yannick that got the job done there.
A good teaching point for the club player too is, those types of setups where there really aren't guards that are getting you into trouble and the rocks are spread out, some behind the tee line. You don't need to panic. You just need to make 1 or 2 good shots to give yourself a chance to score multiple points. Schwaller did just that.
Very positive and lots of rotation. Great shot, Pete. Really good.
So center guard up for Pablo Lechat-Couchepin. Come around for Ryan Harngton, and Pablo, I think, trying to follow him down, but there's really everyone on Schwaller's team looks unhappy, so I don't know what happened here.
Just leaving it for a center.
I don't know if they knew it was light out of the hand or what happened, but
oh, please throw to the wide side. Oh. Now, Brent and I put odds on how many times throughout the course of the tournament we'd see somebody go under a center guard and then go open back 8 on their lead second. And I set the number at 0.5, and Brent took the under.
Okay.
A shot, again, we'll repeat it from what we talked about earlier in the tournament. Oh, they are throwing it now. Look at this.
Yep.
Oh,
they
I
decided
hope
to go
Brent's
wide
watching.
side. Yep.
Oh, my God. I'm so happy right now.
A lot of wide side action out
now,
here.
this is a shot you just don't see that often anymore because they went way wider than I think they intended to.
Yeah,
but I'm still counting that. Of when you throw the draw around the center guard to top 8 or higher, and your opponent either freezes to the stone in the top 8, which I think that's what they were trying to do.
Yes, I believe so. Yep.
Then you have the 8-foot at the very least to draw to open to sit 2 and stretch the game out and not pile things up in the center. A shot that we saw a lot even a decade ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah,
the game has changed so much now that you rarely see that play. I was hoping we'd see it at some point, and now we have it. So thank you, Matt, for playing that shot so I can needle Brent the rest of the weekend.
And a nice double run there for Sven Mikkel.
Yeah, nice shot from Sven. And that's why you throw that into the 8-foot and not into the side of the 12 in case they play a shot like that and make it.
Yeah, now you're forced to chase.
Yeah, you'd still be sitting 1 if it was in the 8s. That does not negate the fact that I'm counting that as drawing open side after going top 8 under the center. Yes.
They called it.
Yes.
Just because they didn't make it exactly.
Right, exactly.
They still called it.
Thank you.
You're safe. We used to call that one when it ended up like that, the side saddle straddle. When you ended up just kind of half in the 12-foot on the opposite side. If you're playing in a club, sometimes that can be a good way to generate a point because it's not always easy to hit on club ice when you get out in the wings there.
Okay. Good.
So nice shot from Colton Lott, but it is still Team Schwaller lying the 1 at the top of the 8.
Kind of pressing a bit here.
I agree with, if you heard that on the broadcast as well, the BJ Neufeld saying they're kind of pressing a bit here. They're throwing a center guard with the Rock top 12. This is a little unusual. It's not a bad call by any means. It's just, as you said, they're pressing, trying to press the action in the center.
Yeah, you could see teams hit that red one and just be happy to lie 2. And Colton Lott, just like that.
Nice shot by Colton.
All the lemons are gone. There is still a red center guard up, but now we are going to see Team Schwaller hit that red one.
I texted Brent telling him it happened, and he says, I don't believe you. Well, good thing we got video coverage.
We do.
Yeah, we can prove it.
Yeah. Check the tape. Those are kind of my 3 favorite words. Check the tape.
Yep, push. Yep. Attention, Sven. Oui, attention, oui.
Schwaller throwing the hit on this rock out in the weeds. Trying to roll middle. Oh, really good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Fantastic roll by Yannick Schwaller.
Yeah, take another look at that. That's going to be right behind the center.
Yeah, you can still dig it out with how much distance there is, but it's a nuisance. Now you got to play A soft weight hit. Boy, that is almost completely buried, too. What a great shot.
Yeah, he didn't have a great first end, but last end made 2 pistols and another one there did Yannick.
This team in particular, John, of all the teams in the field, is really a heat check team. Like when they get going, 1 through 4, there's, I mean, obviously they're as good as anybody in the world as it is, the number 3 ranked team, but they're a rhythm team. You know, they can have a down end or game every once in a while, but man, when they get going, they feed off of each other so much. Just follow up, make after make. So they start making shots like that, that team can be trouble. Nicholas Edin in a world of trouble. Sheet D right now. McEwen sitting 4, throwing to Edin's last stone and doesn't have hammer. Nick's going to be throwing this one with a little heat. Your eyes wander a little bit when the trading hits out for the blank.
Absolutely.
You can call the game, John, and I'll call this one.
You got it. Yeah. Well, yeah. You put your play-by-play hat on, but for a completely different game that the fans cannot see.
Radio curling calls are tough.
True.
With trying to describe where they're at. Nick throwing an absolute burner here.
Trying to make the triple. Does he even get 2 of them?
Oh, wow. Got 1.
So it's going to be a shot for 4 for Mike McEwen.
Yep. Just do it now. Good. 9-6.
Don't see Nick miss those too often.
And they may not even have to hit that stone. They might already be sitting 3.
I think so.
It's close. They'll hit it just to make sure. I think.
No, I think they're drawing. I think they're pretty convinced.
Draw for 4 for Mike McEwen.
Oof. Speaking of teams that are on a heater right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Won their last 3 events coming into this, including the $50,000 PointsBet Invitational last week in Calgary. Took a red eye from Calgary to Charlottetown on Sunday night. Got into Charlottetown around noon on Monday, and then started playing on Tuesday morning at 8:30.
I like one right here. I think so. Don't you?
So with that rollout there from Benoit, we now have maybe a little chance for a backdoor 2 here.
Probably going to be. It's just going to be hard to keep from overcurling.
It's an interesting decision for Dunstone. I think the determining factor is that they're drawing under their own stone. I like the call. When you get these chances at cheap 2s, a lot of times teams will say, well, we don't want to give them an opportunity to get out of the end if we're a little deep or a little high. You have that guard in play. It's a good one to draw under without much danger at all. I love going after 2 when you get these chances.
Do you kind of want what I've been giving you? Like, if I gave you what I gave you on that draw last time, does that...
And it is indeed 4 for Mike McEwen, so they're up 4-1 on the team from Karlstad. Draw around here for Matt Dunstone. And as you said, Tyler, not a lot of danger here, just maybe trying to force a miss out of Benoit. Get a sneaky 2.
They'd like to probably just bite top 4. They're saying full 8. That's good. You don't want it so deep that they can freeze and get shot. Stop. That's good. Nice shot. I don't think you could hand place that one better.
Yeah, really lovely from Matt Dunstone. And that's a thing, you know, Tyler, you skipped for a long time yourself. There's levels of killer instinct, and I think that's one of them too. It's kind of a lazy, lackadaisical end. You kind of have in your mind, we're probably blanking, and then all of a sudden to switch the focus and really dial in when you get a chance for 2 there. It's not always easy to do, but Matt Dunstone up to the task there. And this is not a gimme chase here for Benoit.
Yeah, pokes out just a little bit on the intern side. So it is accessible for Benoit with a hack weight shot back to board.
Pablo Lashakushpan trying to bring this over. And Sven with the hand in the air already. Very nice dig there from Benoit. And after all that, we still get the blank anyway, Tyler.
We might.
Well, I guess
made that mistake earlier today when I did the same thing. No, I didn't realize that it wasn't last stone. Couldn't see the stones behind the sheet. And said that the blank was made when they rolled out on Skip's first. And then drew the open rings, and the hit and roll out was not made for the blank on the final shot of the end. So
that sounds like a pretty dastardly commentator's curse.
That shows what kind of power I have now.
I was going to say,
I did.
Yeah.
Got to wield that with caution.
Absolutely. So final stone for Matt Dunstone. Looking to blank.
This one should be okay.
Yeah, it seems like they like it, and indeed it is a blank. So Dunstone will keep the hammer in the fourth.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Somebody told him to stick to his guns.
So a blank on the board for Matt Dunstone, going to retain hammer in 4. And Tyler, obviously a lot of talk about curling strategy and keeping the hammer in the even ends. In an 8-end game, are you already thinking about it in the 4th if you're Matt Dunstone, that you'd really like to score here, or is it not something you consider until the second half of the game?
I can't really speak for Matt. I don't know how he looks at it. I know there are some teams that it's entered your mind by that point. I don't think it did for us at all. Generally, if it's an 8-end game, the 5th is when you really start thinking about it. And even then, you're still playing to what the rocks line up for more than you are trying to play for even-end hammer. If you get a chance to blank 5, it's great, but you're not playing all out for it. 4th end, for us, it really didn't factor in at all. You're not even halfway through the game yet. You have 4 ends to go, and yeah, it's there. But I mean, if you have the opportunity to blank in 4 or take 1, you're going to blank. So that means you're really not thinking about even end at that point.
Yeah, good point, and I agree. I know that it is definitely something that the teams talk about now with all the analytics and curling and everything. So,
and for those wondering, we're talking about trying to get the even end in the hammer in the even ends, so that if you get to the 8th end and you're tied, you have the last shot and a mammoth advantage. Or if you get to the 6th end and you're tied, very likely you're playing a 3-end game where you get the hammer twice. So the 5th is where you start thinking about that, because if you score in 5, like if you're down a point or you take a point in the 5th, now your opponent has that opportunity where they have the hammer in the 6th and probably get hammered twice, barring a steal of some kind. And the score obviously comes into play every bit as much. If you're up by 3 points, you're less concerned about even and odd end as you are preventing your opponent from scoring, regardless of what end it is.
So just a little tap called here for Ryan Harnden, and we already gave you the update on the Mike McEwen game and the James Craik Michael Brunner game. Michael got 1 back in the 3rd end, so it's a 3-1 Craik lead. Craik has hammer. They're playing the 4th, and Kevin Cooey playing with 3 this week here in Charlottetown, tied 2-2 with Ross White. That's a B final. So the winner of that game will qualify for tomorrow's playoffs, and the loser will drop down to a C final tomorrow morning. All those games available on Home Team Live, or you may have seen yesterday we started debuting our full house coverage where you can watch all 4 games at the same time if you're a true curling sicko like we are.
And there have been discussions. We have yet to make the final call on this, but we're pushing for it, for us to call all 3 games simultaneously tonight with John, Brent, and I all together on the crew. So maybe we'll take the voice of the people on this one. If we get enough support on social media, if you want 3 of us on the couch, Manning cast style, calling all 3 games, a little more loose environment, because we're really, tight.
Yeah, exactly.
Close to the vest.
I think
here.
people are listening to us streaming and they're going, God, I wish these guys would loosen it up a little bit.
What are they going to say if they loosen things up? My goodness. So, yeah, if you want
that might be our last game we ever call.
Maybe we should put up a poll or something. I don't know.
Maybe we should be the ones saying, hey, let's tighten this up.
Yeah, so essentially be like the Around the Rings coverage, but not really focusing on one game at a time, more just watching all 3 and commenting on when something significant is happening in those games. So more like red zone coverage almost.
Yeah. I'm ready to be Scott Hansen.
Yeah.
I remember I read an interview with him where he basically says that he's trained his body to never go to the bathroom the entire day on Sunday. And I'm like, that. I'll tell you this for free. If I got to pee tonight while we're doing the coverage, I'm going to go pee.
And I'll tell you
I haven't trained my body.
If you have to, I'm going to tell you to do it, too. Because I'm sitting next to you.
Yeah, you don't want me to wet the couch, I'm sure.
I think maybe we'll put you on the left. I'll go on the right and Brent in the middle if that's the case. If that's all right with you.
Yeah, you need that Langer buffer.
Yeah. Sorry, Brent.
That's what happens when you're not on the call.
He already got his socks drenched today in his hotel room.
Yeah, exactly. Had a minor hotel room flood, and may have a flood of a different kind this evening. We'll see. So Colton Lott going to try to get rid of a couple yellows here, I think.
Here?
Or at least one for sure.
Probably close to that.
Okay, yeah, I think he's just hitting the outside one here, trying to roll in towards the middle.
Straight, line, hard, low, clean, straight, low, clean.
Yeah, they like the line here.
Curl a bit, Good shot.
I think that's pretty good from Colton Lott.
Yeah, they like that one.
Inside roller.
Good position.
No obvious double there, I don't think, Tyler.
Yeah, it's really hard to get both of those out. Just trying to position yourself to be able to get both out with your next few shots.
Okay, sehr gut. Okay.
It's like they're just hitting the open one.
Yeah, as we said, the double's not it's not obvious, that's for sure. So I think you're right. Just taking the easy option here. It's still early too.
Garde. Oh, non, surtout pas. Sven, oui. Oui.
And it serves the purpose. Got the little Mickey Mouse action now on that Redstone.
Okay.
I said that last game, too. I said I had to credit my father for that one.
That's good.
Might be an 11-5 shot.
We got Christmas trees. We might as well have Mickey Mouses as well.
You see the mouse ears there,
yeah.
right?
Oh, absolutely.
10-5. Yeah.
Are you a Disney guy?
Yeah, in general. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm going to any fan fests or anything like that. But
no cosplay for you?
Not today. Maybe on the couch for the Around the Rings tonight.
I'd love that.
Clean. Straight.
Oh, we're getting word that we have a guest lined up already for tonight.
Okay, so I guess we're already committed to the couch. We're committed to the couches.
I think mentioning who it is will actually help the coverage too.
Okay.
Ryan Fry be joining us for at least part of coverage tonight. Ryan, always fun to listen to and make it entertaining for the masses as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Should be a fun time. Make sure you join us here tonight for that. It'll be 8 p.m. local time here in Charlottetown, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Should we tell Fry he's got to dress up like a Disney character too?
Absolutely. Nemo.
Just pulled that one out of the air?
Yep. Because he looks like a fish and he's a clown.
What? I have no clue where that came from. I'm taking no part in this.
It's okay, I said it.
Yeah, you did. I don't know. Yeah, I'm steering clear of that altogether.
And very nice there from Yannick Schwaller. Gets rid of both reds, and now...
Yeah, they might be able to get all three of these going, though.
Yeah.
Maybe like they just play the double for now, but yeah, good shot there to clear those. Lined up pretty well for it. That was the point in playing the hit and stick on the previous shot to set that up. Just trying to get to the double on the next shot. See how many BJ can get going here.
And the answer is 2.
Still gets to him.
Yep, nice shot.
Good result there. Matt didn't seem too pleased with it, but I don't think he thought the initial stone was going out. It actually got out fairly easily.
Circa Briar 2019. Shoot first one, just a little less, a little more.
So first stone here for Benoit Schwartz Van Berkel. Van Berkel. We'll get that by the end of today. Looking to lie 2, and how about that? Those are pretty much flat. Oh no, rolled a little further than I thought it would go. This double's possible here for sure. Don't know if Matt will chase it or not, but I think he will.
Turn's the way to make it.
Intern 2/3.
So this is a big shot here for Matt Dunstone. If he doesn't find the double here, it might be hard for him to not get forced.
Yeah, it's a little flat, but Dunny's certainly got this one in the bag.
Yep.
Throwing the inside out to try to get some action off of it. Sweeper's going hard. Won't clear it, but gets in the area.
So yeah, pretty close.
Main mission accomplished, but still a pretty good chance of getting forced now if they roll away. Just can't hit it on the nose. Close to nose.
You can see there's probably enough separation between the yellow and red that Benoit should be able to make a roll and get some separation here. Final stone for Team Schwaller and Benoit Schwartz Van Berkel.
See if Sven can get this to cross a little bit. That should be good. Really,
it's there. You got to throw it. You got to throw a missile, I think, but I think you can do it.
Yeah, Matt seems to think it's worth the risk. There's just enough stagger that he thinks he can get it over the top and lose both and the shooter.
Well, I think the pro side here, Tyler, right, is you just stick it for the one. Right?
Yeah, and that's the problem is the if you hit it just a hair too thick, you could still give up a steal. Hard to do it thin. But yeah, just can't hit it too thick. This will be another heater from the Sheriff.
Final stone for Matt Dunstone. Last shot of the first half of the game, trying to find another blank here, but it won't be as easy as the last one.
On off early. Real close.
And just won't quite be there. Yeah, Matt's upset, but that was a pretty challenging blank. I think that was a good try, but it will be a single score for Matt Dunstone. Yannick Schwaller will have the hammer when we come back after a 2-minute break.
Comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Gold Line's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And is the choice of champions.
I've stood at the pinnacle of curling and battled in the most intense games.
Out on the ice, there's no room for compromise.
And when the pressure's on, every millimeter counts.
It's not just a game.
It's about maximizing performance.
Pushing limits.
Seizing victory.
When victory hangs in the balance,
I know what I'm relying on.
it's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
It's a Gold Line.
And it's the choice of champions.
I think we're better. Absolutely.
Good score. Good score. Ja. Die mega shots.
Ja, jetzt einfach mal besprechen. Also einfach, ich glaube, die bessere Option. Das Ding ist... Ja, genau. Ja, und sehr schön an, wo es ein bisschen frisch in die Suppe reinschießt, aber sonst...
Hello, curling fans, and welcome back inside the Bell Alliance Center here in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, home of the HearingLife Tour Challenge. Coverage of the Tier 1 event continuing here on Home Team Live, courtesy of the Grand Slam of Curling. John Cullen alongside Tyler George for this B final between Matt Dunstone and Yannick Schwaller, winner moves on to the playoffs. Loser will drop down to a C final tomorrow morning. And Tyler, it's been pretty much the game we expected. We talked right off the top of the show that we thought this game was going to be close, and it's been a real dogfight out there.
Yeah, it's cat and mouse game with positioning stones all game for both squads. A lot of rocks in play, but not a ton of piling up in the center of the sheet. It's been spread out, playing to the corners a lot, which makes for a more offensive game usually. Once they start piling up in the center, usually somebody just throws a bomb at some point and tries to clear things up. So it's been a fun one to call. It's, you know, the placement on these draws going inside out and trying to maintain 2 or 3 point possibilities with hammers. It's been fascinating. So really fun one to call. Some good execution. I think both teams think they're probably playing their B game right now, but it shows that that's the skill level of these teams, that they have more in the tank, and should be a fun second half.
Yeah, I'd love for this to be my B game. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right though, for sure. There has been few missed shots, and even some of the execution has just been that kind of wrong side of the inch execution that we talk about. So yeah, for sure, I think it'll just be whatever team can maybe turn it on, flip the switch to their A game in the second half. That'll work well for them. So a draw around here for Pablo Lechak-Couchepin. And we'll keep you updated on the other games, all showing on Home Team Live right now, or the full house coverage. You can watch all 4 games at once. Kevin Cooey drawing for 1 against a couple Ross White counters in the 4th and was successful, so he leads 3-2. Ross White with the hammer. James Craik with a huge 3-ball in the 4th end, another one, so he's up 6-1 on Michael Brunner. And in the Sportsnet feature game, if you have Sportsnet or Sportsnet Plus in Canada, you can watch that with Rob and Mike and Jennifer Jones. It's Mike McEwen leading Nicholas Sedin 4-2. Mike McEwen has the hammer, and all of those games are in the 5th end. Nice draw there from Pablo Lechak. And we haven't really had an end like this yet, Tyler, where you get center guard, corner guard, around the center, around the corner. So interesting to see how this develops.
Yeah, the decision for Schwaller to go underneath the corner guard was based on how tight the center is, and the rock underneath, it's in the top 8, so they felt like it's a pretty short run. They can get themselves out of trouble or even just clear the center open to be able to make those count around the corner fairly easily with how short that is. Now with the come around draw being right next to the other red, I think you'll see something thrown relatively hard here.
Yeah, unfortunately for Colton Lott, just that little bit heavy, so it comes to rest right beside that red one.
Yeah, I like the way that Schwaller started the end off. They are just playing hack, so they've decided because of where those stones are set up still, they could kill one red stone, kind of corner on that one underneath it, and maybe play for a multiple point end too. They are down 1, but as we mentioned, John, this is where you start thinking about 0 or 2 because the even and odd end is coming into play. I can tell you from sitting directly behind the sheets and calling previous Schwaller games, there's nobody in the world I've seen that can get a rock to turn over more than Pablo Lechak. He really gets those things dancing.
Yeah, I've had a few people who are smarter than me about curling say that he's the best sweeper on tour when it comes to that. And yeah, there's no doubt you can see it when you're in the building or not. He can really make those rocks dance.
Yeah, his own teammates say any shots he makes shooting wise is a bonus for what he does from your team based on his sweeping.
Yeah, it's almost like that's unfortunate for Colton Lott. Misses the yellows entirely.
Now, it wasn't a dig at his shooting either. It was, although it came from Howard Peterson, the coach, so maybe it was a bit of a dig. But they're telling you like that's how important his broom is in this game. It gives you so much more margin for error. It's like picking all the other teammates' percentages up by 5 points every game, just having him out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a defensive specialist in baseball. If, you know, they hit 200, doesn't matter if they're making amazing catches out in center field or maybe they're a great catcher. And like you said, that's not the case with Pablo. He is a fantastic shooter as well, but certainly the sweeping is incredibly impressive. Gets just a ton of pressure on that broom, and you can see it in person too. Like, the broom almost flexes like a hockey stick. Like he's...
Oh, not almost. It does.
He really leans on it. And I know last year, a few of the sweepers on tour were actually going to their broom manufacturers, you know, Hardline or Goldline, and saying that they wanted to go back to the thicker shafts of the old days. You know, most of these brooms now are tapered to make them a little bit lighter, but I know a few of the curlers out here on tour have gone back to the non-tapered handle because they were either snapping them or they were bending them so much they weren't getting as much torque on them as they wanted. So BJ now in damage control mode as Schwaller's lying 3 with hammer here. Got to get rid of at least one of these yellows. Oh my goodness.
Now that's that straight run that we've seen in the outside of the sheet that just gives you no margin for error on the wide side. You really have to make sure you don't pop it with any kind of... Actually, I think they were trying to make it double rounded. Yeah, I thought that rock was behind the other one from the overhead. It wasn't. So yeah, just kind of pinched that a little bit, and worst case scenario, feathers the guard and keeps it there.
Full 4, yeah, but to really curl it behind there.
We got a little bonus English there for some reason from Yannick. Had to check to make sure I heard that right.
Yep.
Not surprising he can, but that they would in the game. So thanks, Yannick. They're going to curl it behind there. Oh, I'm sorry, really curl it behind.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah, this is a nice position to be in. You're already in third stones and lying 3 and throwing.
Yeah, you just don't want to throw this in a spot where now that the rock in the side of the 12-foot is open, that you could hammer it and possibly lose all 3. They will be sitting 4 after this shot, barring something strange here. John, I go back to the lead stones in this end with the tight center guard and the rock top 8 behind it, and the perfectly placed stones by LaChat on the outside. That's really what allowed them to play aggressive, but still without any danger. Don't know that I was expecting them to be sitting 4 by this point, but...
No, I mean, how could you be, really? So this is a pretty big shot here for BJ. Got to get rid of...
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Now we're talking.
I think I like the shot you call.
I think PJ's going, maybe I don't want to make a freeze for the game here, potentially.
So we're up 1, and you want me to freeze against 4 or 5? Sure. It's not a bad call. It's just a really aggressive risk-reward call.
Yeah, you don't make it, and you're starting to talk about maybe game over.
Yeah, obviously, problem being they only have 3 shots left, counting this one. So I think that was Matt's thought, is maybe it's too late.
Oh, wow. What a shot from BJ. Gets rid of 3
Yeah, why don't we
yellows.
do that instead?
Yeah, we'll just do that instead. Yeah, why not? Phenomenal shot from BJ Neufeld. We'll see that again on the replay.
Yeah, what a shot from Beach, and you know, he liked the way it looked from the hack. That was an eyelash away from getting all 4, actually.
Yeah, very close.
Went back up off that stone and barely missed the 4th one, which probably would have been the shot of the week so far. Still rivals it anyways.
Yeah, we've seen a few dandies for sure. Joel Retornaz had a nice triple in the game this morning. Nicholas Edin had that shot against Brad Guzju. That's certainly in the conversation in the first end when they scored 3. And new to the slams this year, obviously quite a few things, but one of the things is there are going to be fan-voted awards at every slam, and one of them will be the shot of the week, and whichever curler is responsible for the shot of the week will win $1,000.
I think they should vote on line of the week from the commentary.
I agree.
Too.
I agree.
I wasn't going to say top commentator because
no,
this is not a battle. This is not a competition up here, as far as you know.
Just as far as I know, yeah. No one's told me different.
We're all on the same team up here.
Yeah, I like line of the week, and I also like the idea of coming into every slam with a 1 in 3 shot of winning $1,000.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. See if we can get the big boss.
We might,
on that one.
yeah, we might stop paying attention to the game, just trying to.
You definitely don't want to hire anybody else then either. Let's keep it at 3.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we could have a vote too of what player would you like to hear join the broadcast booth for the around the rings. I don't even want to call it that because we're not really
full house.
Sports nothing. The full house coverage. Yeah,
full house.
Full house coverage.
Yeah. It's
maybe that's another one for social media too.
Yeah, true. I mean, we're having Ryan Fry on the stream tonight, so it's kind of weird we're calling it the full house when it's actually going to be more like 4 kings.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. You're good.
Thank you, sir. Trying to win that line of the week award that doesn't exist.
That was if that's the winner, then I'm leaving. Which I am actually anyways, sadly.
Yeah, exactly.
Tonight will be my final game of this slam as I am heading home tomorrow and leaving you all in the hands of my esteemed colleagues here.
Yeah, some are using the word traitor. I mean, not me, but some have been saying that.
I scheduled my travel for exactly when I was told to.
So unfortunately for Matt Dunstone, couldn't quite make the double there, and I think this is a pretty good chance for Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel to get some separation on these 2 yellows and try to secure their 2.
Yeah, they'd really like to roll this away and try to get to even up, which probably would force Dunstone to try to roll under the corner, but still stay shot rock.
Come! Straight! 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 Straight, straight!
Did they overcook this?
No, they were just playing for nose, I guess, to keep that stagger, so that's a good spot. That's really, and we mentioned it in the last draw too, John, Brent and I, that when you're playing to leave a stagger on stones but not leave a double, you'd like to leave it so it's thinner than a third for either shot. So if you're coming off the inside of it, it's less than a third. If you're trying to slash it into it, it's less than a third. Then you're in a pretty good spot. I made that up on the spot. It sounds right.
Sounds right. It sounds really good. That's a lot of the time. That's half the battle. As someone who was a teacher for 13 years, if you can convince the kids what you're saying is right, often it does become right.
Well, everyone listen. They're all my kids. These are my students. I will be around for the full slam the rest of the way out after this one. Maybe good or bad news for those of you listening. Don't know which, but too bad. One way or another, that's what's happening. But really, serious note, looking forward to the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure working with you guys already. And what better spot could you be in? Get to call the greatest teams in the world for the entire season.
So a little thin double here for Matt Dunstone, I think.
I think it,
or maybe a cross-house roll.
At the very least, time to roll on top of it, I think.
Yeah.
And this is over-curled already, so it will be an open hit for 2 for Yannick, his squad.
Yeah, it sounded like Matt was maybe a little worried that if they tried the thin double and missed it, that Benoit would play the split for 3.
Right.
I mean, that's a really tough split. It's pretty far out of the rings. It's definitely possible, but
it's there, yeah.
I might have, if I was Matt, I may have been tempted. It was a really hard double as well, but I might have been tempted to take an honest try at it.
I think Kadeen just stole at least one. I think just one. Climbing back in. I didn't say who was, I said he is, right?
Yeah.
Clean.
So open hit here for Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel, and he's not even going to watch it come to rest. He knows that's on the nose. So it is 2 on the board for Yannick Schwaller. They lead 4-3.
All right, no sweat.
When you've conquered another game, a long day, a job well done, and the final work call, we're your place. Come as you are and fit in comfortably. Mr. Mice, eat locally, enjoy casual.
Da können wir mit dem Drohnen auch Druck machen mehr. Aber Gauer hätte dem an der Rand drücken. Mir hat es mega gut gefallen, um Gelder zu ziehen.
I mean, he was worried about the split, but I just thought the split was incredibly hard.
I agree with you, BJ. What a way to come back. I love to come back from break and hear one of the best thirds in the world agreeing with me. That's just music to my ears, Tyler. But yeah, I agree. I kind of thought they could have maybe tried a little more aggressively for the double. But in any case, it's 2 on the board for Yannick Schwaller. And we'll see if Matt Dunstone can get the 2 back here in 6 with hammer.
He didn't say it wasn't there. He said it was incredibly hard.
I never said it wasn't there, Tyler. I said incredibly hard.
I'm defending the players out there. Saying, yeah, you don't want to leave them even an incredibly hard shot because they'll play it.
For sure.
There's a pretty good chance that you're going to get one of them on the paint regardless.
Yes, for sure. And I also think, too, you know, when you start to have the double being that thin, it also brings in the potential that you go right through the hole, which would be absolute disaster. So I can also get that.
Go early. I mean, they have a run hard early. Keep going for line. Just past half. Yeah. Okay, here's your spot. We're a bit too hard on ourselves.
Going to the corner guard now for Harnden.
Immediately we roll the dice. But it doesn't matter.
So center guard for Schwaller, corner for Dunstone. Similar start to the previous end.
Mm-hmm. Just colors reversed here.
Yeah, this time I think you'll see them try to get this to top 4. That makes you think a little bit, at least, about going under the corner more.
Mm-hmm. And should be noted that, unfortunately, my commentary partner was incorrect, and it was a score of 1 for Mike McEwen with the hammer and not a steal for Nicholas Sedin. So it is 5-2, McEwen leading that one.
I'm as upset as I've seen a team look over scoring when they're already ahead, kicking the rocks out. So pardon me for reading the body language wrong.
No, fair. No, you're right. I think what it was, I had been watching the end a little bit develop, and I think the end had started very positively for Mike. So I think it was more that they felt like they were in a good position to get 2 or 3 and only got 1, I think, as part of that. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
No body language reading necessary after that one with a pretty good broom slam from the shot.
Yeah.
Did not break it.
That's good.
Obviously frustrated coming up short there, trying to get around the corner, and that will make the decision pretty easy for Dunstone to go under the corner. Another great start for Harnden.
Yeah, I always remember I interviewed John Morris on my old podcast, and he was known to break a broom or 2 in his day. And so I just kind of threw it out there, you know, how many brooms do you think you've broken in your career? And I was expecting him to probably lie and also just expect the number to be low. And he said, I don't know, 40 or 50. I was like, okay. Pretty good. I don't think I'm strong enough to break one. So you're kind of just saying something, even if you have the ability to do it.
Yeah, it might take some help from another apparatus to do it.
Yeah.
I don't see you going Bo Jackson on it over your knee.
Simply no question. No, I'm going to need a wall or a pole or something to help me out, that's for sure.
Another you.
I don't know if that's going to help anything. I don't think we need two cowards trying to break a broom.
Damage control time now for Dunstone. Trying to move the center open after that come around was made. We're hoping to make the run and keep the shooter for a corner.
Just missing the run there was Colton Lott. Does roll to the corner, though.
Yeah, that will allow Schwaller to play the run now on the corner into the stone behind it. And big difference being able to throw this without or with your stone in the top of the fours, too. Papers by.
Nice. That's very nice.
That's BJ saying, very nice, yes. Love that.
Yeah, this is a really good setup now for Dunstone. Even though that corner guard is gone, there's still another one on the opposite side. The number one counter is open. So that was a really good result for Matt's team. Now they can spread things out. And really not a lot of danger. That guard is not on the center line.
Yeah, we have seen Sven just on the wrong side of a couple of those run backs so far today, and that was the case there as well, right on the beak for Colton Lott. And it is Dunstone line 2 here. Double, I understand that.
They're trying to decide between 3 different shots here. Hitting the number one counter and hoping for a better chance at a double. Hitting and rolling towards the center to set up a double later. Or just having a go at the double now and throwing a burner. It's a little flat. You don't want to push it. You saw him point behind the corner guards. Now, not translating, but I'm quite certain that means we don't want to take the double on, only push it under the corner guard. So I think they're just going to try to roll towards it and set up a better double. That's well thought out by Team Schwaller. It's a double you could definitely make if you had to. But again, the result, if you're really close to making it and just pushes it under the corner, is really bad. So taking that out of play, just trying to roll in that area.
Straight, Sven, straight.
And they will roll it, but not all the way over.
It didn't get behind the center either.
No, it's definitely accessible for BJ Neufeld.
There's maybe only half showing, so that's a pretty good spot.
Speed should be okay here.
The good thing with that stone for Schwaller is that they have to play to it because it would outcount anything they throw under the corners on the opposite side. So if you want to be able to use the corner guards, you have to hit this stone at some point, so they're going to do that now.
Clean! Curl! Clean! Clean! Whoa, curl! Curl! Really got to curl, man. Really got to curl.
Can't roll out here.
Keep going.
Just stays for second.
I think it just stays for second, yeah.
That could be big.
A good sweep there from the career skip, Matt Dunstone. But just enough weight on that.
That was a terrible slide.
Here BJ say to Colton there, it wasn't a good slide.
I actually said it was a terrible slide.
Yes, well, it's the commentators.
As long as he's the one that says it,
true.
it's okay. We're just
commentators' instinct to soften the blow there.
Oh, we're just quoting BJ, that's all.
Yeah, true.
Had a few of those in my day. We're all artists.
Yeah, absolutely.
Craig with a steal in the fifth, now leading 7-1. over Brunner.
Pablo on this right out of the hand. Sounds close. Trying to get behind these corners, and they do. Very
Great
nice.
shot
From Yannick Schwaller. They now lie one.
That's a big shot by Yannick now. Basically, whichever one of them is going to make that roll first takes control of the end. There is a freeze opportunity to get shot rock, but a much better situation rolling under and making your opponent play the freeze as opposed to nosing, then your opponent makes the roll and you're the one that has to make the freeze against points.
Line's good. Top, a little bit for line. A little bit for line.
So freeze now for BJ Neufeld. Ryan Harnden leaning on this one. Looks a little light. Can they get it there?
Gotta go. Gotta go. Stay on the nose of it.
Can they get it there? Oh, boy. Not getting to shot stone, and that's a big miss there from BJ Neufeld.
And this will allow Schwaller to draw under the guard with no fear on the opposite side.
Weißt du, über Gölle, rein über Gölle ist, glaube ich, einfacher. Hast du nicht das Gefühl? Ja, also ich würde outspielen. Ah, okay. Nein, ihr. Wenn du intern siehst, schau, so ist ja schon schön. Das Gefühl, auf dem Auto müssen wir fast Edge nehmen, dass wir High-Side bleiben. Ja, wisst du, ja. Ist gut. C'est toi. Ah, ich bin da, sorry. Ich bin jetzt gut. 14. So, das ist gut, so. Bisse Dolly! Bisse Dolly! Wenn wir gleich hier für Tecken over.
I'm going to assume what they're saying was, let's draw even up with our number one counter underneath. Just don't, the only way you can let them out of the end now is leaving it in a spot where they can play the run and lose both if they're staggered. So they want to get this to even. Plenty of line right now. Really needs to finish.
Yeah, it looks like
a lot of
weight than they were expecting. Yeah.
So you're going to want to go probably to back 4, back 8 then, right about there. It's not a great result there. Now try to find a skips deuce.
Yeah, Matt Dunstone calling the freeze here.
Yeah, if you're wondering why they're throwing behind the tee on this shot, with where the guard is at, they can probably dig anything out that would be shot rock. So you just play it to the freeze instead and make your opponent follow.
Yeah. So it's just a little patch here and draw the button. 25-30.
Also could elect to play the run if it was top
just
4
kind of think of it
or
as
top button.
like one of those draws like to the wing early in the game. Okay.
So they'll play the freeze.
Okay. Back button.
So a big shot here for Matt Dunstone. Has the hammer and trying to find his way to a score of 2. Needs this freeze to get it started.
Well, the door left open just a little bit by Benoit. Throwing that draw behind the tee line.
Just for weight, line's good.
This is made by Matt. You probably see Benoit follow. And they like this one.
Yeah, this is really close. Needed to just stop.
That's good.
It's pretty good, yep.
He wanted it a little on the high side, so it's a good shot by the Sheriff.
Good shot by the Sheriff.
Yeah, you should definitely
You're
do
welcome
the
for that.
karaoke
You're welcome.
competition tonight.
I agree. I won't be tonight, but maybe in future slams. So we'll see. It's the second time this week I've sung on stream, so yeah, maybe I'm just kind of quietly planting seeds here.
Aber es wäre einfacher wahrscheinlich gefriest bleiben und einen Teppich da lösen, dann ist es extrem schwierig für ihn. Okay, also Freeze geht für mich. Ja, genau. Freeze ist einfacher. Was du immer siehst,
I'm not sure what the conversation is about. Hearing the word freeze in there multiple times, and I would assume that's the call.
Yeah, that was your lean right away, and I agree with you. I feel like that's almost the only option here, really.
I'm trying to see anywhere they could clear that stone. Don't really see it. So.
Yeah, not without a run back, and that's not going to do you any good.
And if they're running yellow to yellow, and I think you're pretty happy, and it's just a 1 anyways, so. Big shot here. Could be a 3-point swing. Benoit's able to lock this on.
Linie ist perfekt. Atto Pavlovi, Linie.
Sounds close.
Needs to hook just a little bit.
Very nice from Benoit Van Berkel.
I think that's good enough. I think it curled enough that they can't get to nose with weight to move it. We'll see. It's kind of hard to tell from the overhead if...
And if you got it, it's for 2.
Yeah, it's the only shot to score.
Yeah, you got to run in the corner guard here. I'm thinking it's worth the risk here. I mean, I guess there isn't really a great shot for one.
Yeah, they don't have anything else.
Yeah.
So slash this in and hope that you get enough action on the #1 counter that it goes over the top, which they believe it will. I believe it will.
I think they should run pretty straight.
Yeah, BJ did say he thinks if they nut it right there that they will score 2, so they're obviously closer to the angles than we are. I would tend to trust BJ on that.
I think you got to hit it about 3/4 high on that yellow stone. It just needs to get off the button. It has to stay on the high side on the run. Close to half rock, maybe a little thinner. Big shot here for the Sheriff.
Yeah, you talk about 3-point swings. This is...
I'm going to get out of my chair for this one.
One of those here. This would be in contention for shot of the week if Matty can make it. Slash to score 2.
Really close. Not too thin. Just fell back a little more than they thought.
Yeah, I think at one point down the sheet they thought they were close, but catches it a little too thin, and Benoit Van Berkel, that fantastic freeze, will go up on the board. It's 3.
Comes to the game we love, having the right gear makes all the difference.
Goldline's new curling shoes and brooms are a game changer.
The shoes, unbelievably comfortable. And the brooms, lightweight and effective, giving you control on every sweep.
When I step onto the ice, I'm not just prepared, I look sharp.
Have you seen these shoes? They are a game changer.
And the brooms? Light as a feather.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
It's a gold line.
And it's the choice of champions.
So it just never really came together in the 6th end for Matt Dunstone, and that's a huge steal of 1. We've talked all game about the importance of the hammer in the even ends, and a big steal to swing the momentum for Team Schwaller. They now lead 5-3.
Yeah, that missed freeze attempt really hurt them there. Obviously, the hit and roll by Yannick to get underneath was huge. keep the other team chasing, make them the ones that have to play the freeze. So some good execution there, even with Benoit getting a little deep on his first in that end. Made the second one. That was the one that mattered.
Good line.
So we do have our first final out here. James Craik from Scotland stealing another one in the 6th end. So they're 8-1 winners over Michael Brunner. That'll be the end of the tournament for the Swiss team. And James Craik will find his way into a C final tomorrow morning. Craik will play the loser of Ross White and Kevin Cooey. And that game is still 4-3. We'll keep you updated on that one. And you're hearing some applause as Nicholas Hedin and Mike McEwen traded 5 alarm shots there. And Nicholas ended up with a draw for 1, and he made it. So it'll be 5-3 in that one. McEwen with the hammer playing 7. Pablo just trying to come around the center guard here. And if you're here in Charlottetown, you have seen the debut of the Rock Shop, the Grand Slam of Curling's brand new clothing line. A really lovely job that Jen Schell and the whole crew have done on that. And all the clothes also available online, so check out therockshop.net. Tyler and I have been sporting the clothes all week, and I know you were raving about the sweatpants in particular. You're a big sweatpants guy.
A great comfy pair of sweatpants, and those gray ones they have in there. Oof. Already using those in the hotel room, kicking back. Oof. They're going to get a lot of usage.
So unfortunately, Pablo did stagger those center guards, came up a little short, and Ryan Harnden with a nice draw around. So this is an early, decent setup here for Team Dunstone.
A couple hiccups by Pablo the last couple ends and getting them chasing a little bit. Harnden takes advantage with a nice draw right to the button. Much as you don't want to for Schwaller with a 2-point lead, you're going to have to come around and chase right now, and I think you're going to see some granite moving after that. Really just trying to stay away from 3. So I don't think there's a place they could put this, no matter how good it is, that they're not going to want to open up the front after.
That's very nice from Sven Mikkel.
That's a big shot from Sven. Picking your teammates up, you always like to see that.
I think it'll be as good speed here.
A follow down here for Colton Lott.
In the same vein, I don't think there's a spot that Colton could throw this to that Yannick wouldn't be peeling afterwards. As long as that Yellowstone is locked in there, they can pretty safely start clearing. And Yannick thinking because that Yellowstone is locked in there, they can just continue to lob stones in. They want to try to make Dunstone be the one to move those guards instead. I thought they'd go to Peel with the score the way it is, but I like the way that yellow is locked in where it's at.
Yeah, and could be maybe a case of momentum here as well. Schwaller's had the better of the play here in the last couple of ends, so maybe just thinking they'd like to keep the pressure on Matt Dunstone here.
Fast here now. Fast and straight.
Leave it.
That will just chap off for Sven. So it's maybe a slight mistake that Team Dunstone can take advantage of here. Kevin Cooey making a delicate tap for 1 over on sheet A to tie that game with Ross White at 4. That's also a B final. The winner will move on to the playoffs. Ross White will have the hammer in 7. EJ trying to hold this one. He's got to get around the center guard, and that is unfortunate for Colton there.
And wondering how those are lined up now with where the 2 yellow guards are at. If those reds are just gone if you run that. I don't think you want to do it yet, but for later in the end, it goes yellow, yellow, red, yellow, red. Not sure if the red and the 8-foot goes.
Yeah, there's enough separation there too that it maybe gives you a little pause. You do have to hit it right. But yeah, you're right. It's potentially looming for Team Dunstone.
Now, the longer this end goes where that yellow stone stays locked in where it's at, the harder it's going to be for Dunstone to score more than 1. So Yannick's going to ignore that for the time being, and as we mentioned earlier, they really want Dunstone to be the one to move those stones. It just ends up nose. I think they were looking to try to roll in a little bit, but
I don't know how much Matt likes the situation. Just kind of.
Yeah, it's tough. There's not much they can do with it right now.
Yeah, just the sort of light broom bangs. Like, oh boy, geez, what do we do? What do we do here?
It all goes back to that freeze by Sven. That rock's just in such a good position.
Yeah, and obviously, if you're Team Schwaller, you're more than happy to give Matt Dunstone 1 here. Take the hammer and a 1-point lead into the 8th.
We'll call timeout. Timeout. Sure.
All right, so the first time out of the game taken by Matt Dunstone. Coach Caleb Flaxey will come out to take a look.
Timeout. If we get into here, it's great. What if we just throw a draw into here for now? And just get that into here. Then we have this angle.
We're getting to hear Benoit and Joel Retornaz have a conversation in French behind the sheet.
At some point very soon.
Yeah.
Find the common language, I suppose.
Like this
I mean, I got one. English.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Both of them quite the polyglots. Benoit and Joel. I don't know if you saw that video last year where Joel can speak 5 languages fluently. I think Benoit's sitting at 3. So.
Yeah, if I can get my shooter, I think he's trying to get the shooter underneath this guard.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to be careful we don't queue up 7 into this one, right? Yeah. Like I think it's an out-turn shot.
For sure it is.
Yeah. 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 Try and get this anywhere into here. 10-5?
Yeah, I was going to say normal was my first thought.
Yeah, whatever you see to make it.
Yeah, I like anything they play to move those stones now.
I think normal.
10?
Normal.
You're not really late in the end, but you're on 3rd stones, and you have to unlock those at some point. So you heard 10-5, and Beach said he kind of likes closer to normal. So they're playing the out-turn hit through the hole, trying to unlock these rocks, get another counter in for themselves, too. So, yeah, whatever it's going to take to get in there and move them around, I like the call.
Agreed.
Clean. Clean. Straight. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. Hard.
Ryan Harnden on this, trying to hold it.
Shot.
That's pretty good.
Move things around a little. That yellow's still there, but... And now for Schwaller, they have to hit this rock because that's an in-off opportunity for Dunstone. Timeout now for Team Schwaller as well. I guess they hadn't signaled for it. They just said it so far. But now we have the timeout.
Yeah, we'll see Coach Howard Vad Pedersen.
Coach Howard.
Coach Howard.
My guy. Good friend.
Yep.
From The Olympic silver medalist and world champions. World champs from 2014, I believe.
Ja, das ist auch gut. Also wenn du kannst, genau drauf spielen, oder? Ich will nur da hin. Dann spielt der Tap auf dem, oder? Ja. Als Scoring Area ist dann hure klein. Vor allem da dort ist Außenspiel. Ja, aber das ist Frozen und das ist da.
What language are they going to go with Howard?
I gotta think it's English, right?
We'll find out. He speaks a few.
Absolut. Das ist halb, ja. Ich würde es so anrollen, weil dann das Sound countet immer das dort hin. Yeah, I don't like this enough right this
There it is.
Right now. I mean, this could go wrong. It's just what I think. I think it's this roll, huh? We just don't want to move it, right? Yeah, exactly. Nose is really bad? Nose is much better than touching it. Okay. But I think he's tapping this then. I would like to avoid this tap for him. I think that's his call, right?
Ja, macht sowieso nachher, ja.
So,
if we play this,
I mean, we could play 9 even until here, huh?
Because if we play a 9-second, then
this I don't like, you know. Yeah, I know. Mir gefällt das hier sehr gut. Roll da hin. Sehr gut. Let's go.
Ich habe das Gefühl, in Theorie ist das der beste Shot oben drauf rollen, aber das ist nicht möglich. Ich glaube,
das muss fast das 9 spielen, ja. Mit 9 ist da, aber ja, ist gut. Da, boom. Vor allem das Gefühl mit dem, I think with a roll on top, we tried, maybe we create something for him then, if we unmove it. So I would only go here. Yeah. Even half to half. Ja.
Dann kann er darum seinen Tap auch nicht machen.
In die Linie vom Vieri, dann kann er den Tap nicht machen.
Wenn wir quasi Corner Freeze rollen, dann kann er dort seinen Tap nicht machen, oder?
Ja, gut so. Sehr richtig.
So they want to play the roll in off this stone. Again, they all want to hit it. The concern is they don't want to move that yellow stone, hitting it too thin. And they think if they roll all the way to nose, they might create something for him too. So they want to roll to like half or a corner on the number 2 counter, that yellow stone. They said even if it's nose, they don't think it's bad, but they'd like to roll to just a piece of it on top of that yellow stone. Out-turn hit and roll attempt for Schwaller. Let's see where it ends up. Don't want to go too thin. Oh, that's what they didn't want. Unlocking it themselves. What is the way in?
Yeah, that's the question. Still nothing super obvious for Dunstone here.
That one just took a jump they weren't expecting, because they liked it on-off just about till the hog line.
12-5? Pas horrible, mais c'est pas horrible.
So now soft weight hit on the number 3 counter in the top of the 4-foot, rolling under the corner. Hit that yellow stone even more lonely.
Straight.
On this right away here. Got to get this by the centers.
Yeah, BJ doesn't like it.
No, I don't think Matt does either.
Yeah, that's a big error there. They had their opportunity to maybe put something together.
Never enough ice.
Beach thinking maybe it just wasn't enough ice in the first place, but only they know.
Ja, wir müssen den Rotgarten. Auf deine Füße. So hoch. Ja, dort, ja. Dort, wo der Bass hat, oder?
Okay, BJ.
Making a charge up the rankings.
Getting ready to buy me dinner.
Ja, ist gut.
Well, I think it just, we don't get a ton of that stuff out of BJ. Oh, there's a big boom bang there, too. He's usually a fairly mild-mannered guy, but he just knows that was a huge opportunity there.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to get it out of your system.
Yep.
All been in that spot.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't miss that part.
Yeah.
Only 2 stones remaining now for Dunstone, too, and they're going to have to lose both of those yellows if they want any chance of scoring more than a point, and really up against it with anything less than 3, really. And I don't see a blank, John.
Yeah, that was my first.
No, I don't think so. No.
Many times we've been wrong about that particular call, but seeing the blank or not, that's going to be a tough one.
It would be among the more incredible things I've seen in curling if this was somehow a blank end.
At least this opens that up a bit better.
So it looks like Matt's only option here is the in-off tie.
Yeah, if you can lose one of those yellows, at least maybe you get a look somewhere on some kind of circus shot run in to lose the other one. So you got to get rid of the number, I think it's number 1 now, that yellow counter. Regardless, they have to thin this and clear one yellow and make the last one even more lonely. You'd be sitting probably 1-3-4 if you make this.
Yeah, this one has to be made, or the chance for 2 is probably all but extinguished. So a big shot here for Matt Dunstone, his first here in end number 7. Calling curl right out of the hand. Oh my goodness, that's disaster.
That's another one where the perfect make and the worst miss are right next to each other. Matt probably a half an inch off of perfect, and instead, disaster.
Yeah, I'll take another look at it on the replay. It was obviously a little wide of the broom. They had Ryan Harnden on it, out of the hand, misses both the yellows, gets rid of their shot stone. And yeah, certainly knocked on the wrong door there, did Matt Dunstone. This is now a potential game over situation here if Benoit can really wrap one here and Matt doesn't have an answer.
Unfortunately for Matt, it's not one where you have to be careful at all. You just have to go all out to make that shot, and didn't get the result they were looking for, obviously, but now a chance to close the door for Benoit Schwartz and his squad.
Sweeper's on it right away. Benoit thought it might have been a little tight out of his hand, but looks okay now. Maybe a little heavy, though.
Yeah, you just don't want to leave an in off or anything now.
And that big roar you hear is for a triple by a double to score a triple for Mike McEwen. And that's the end. Mike McEwen will qualify. 8-3 winners over Nicholas Edin. Nicholas Edin will drop to the C final.
And Mike in his third. Colton Flash really put a show on over there tonight.
Yeah, 100% for Colton Flash, 98 for Mike, maybe up to 99 after he made that double for 3. And I was saying to you, Tyler, kind of emerging as a crowd favorite here in Charlottetown with their recent run of play.
Yeah, I mean, not the local squad by any means, but Mike's always a crowd favorite everywhere he goes. One of the nice guys in the sport. So I could say the same for the entire team too. But you know, Mike probably a little more well known around the circuit. But the Marsh boys and Colton Flash making a name for themselves now with this run early in the season. That's going to be a team to watch throughout the 24-25 year. Mike, one of those guys, you know, as a competitor with them that has been on the doorstep so many times of representing Canada internationally, and you kind of want to see him get one of these years, you know.
So Matt Dunstone, game on the line here, facing 3, trying a double runner, and it does not come through, and it'll be handshakes on our feature sheet as well. A similar score, in fact, the same score as Edin and Mike McEwen. 3 for Yannick Schwaller. They win 8-3. So Yannick Schwaller into the playoffs. Matt Dunstone playing a C final tomorrow morning. They will be up against John Schuster. You're familiar with that guy.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, we've heard of him before. So That's it for us here. As we said earlier in the broadcast, we will be back at 8 p.m. local time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific for the debut of the full house coverage. It'll be myself, Tyler, Brent, and Ryan Fry all on the mics.
Maybe mystery guests too.
Maybe some mystery guests. Who knows? But we'll look forward to seeing you back there. 1 hour and 45 minutes time. For everyone here, Tyler, George, and the home team crew, I'm John Cullen. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.